Kamala, there's something different in your genes. Like, like a mutation.
What an awesome episode that was. Welcome to my thoughts on Ms. Marvel Episode 6. Spoilers ahead. Ms. Marvel finally comes to an end, and to me, this show is actually tied with WandaVision as my favorite Marvel Disney Plus show. The show did such a great job at being relatable and teaching people about Muslim and Pakistani culture, as well as being a great family show. I absolutely adored her brother and her dad in this. But as for the final episode, the final fight sequence did remind me a lot of my favorite Spider-Man moments, and that really felt like it worked well here in this show. So if you've been watching my previous episodes, you would have known that I was talking about Kamala having a potential fight at the end of the sequence with somebody else having the exact same powers as her. I was kind of right with her fighting Kamran, but they don't really fight that much, just a little bit. And I wasn't actually totally wrong about the Department of Damage Control being a potential good guy and not completely bad. Like, they were definitely the bad guys of this episode, but it seemed like it was the one agent kind of going rogue against orders. So, I mean, technically, I was kind of right there. And obviously, the biggest thing to come out of this episode is that mutants have been confirmed in the MCU. Kamala is a mutant, not inhuman. And other mutants exist in the MCU. Potentially. Probably, for sure. So, theory time. I think that it is entirely possible that the Marvels movie will reveal that Carol Danvers and Monica Rambeau are also mutants. Now hear me out for a second. All three of the main characters, the Marvels, would have had their powers activated through some sort of conduit. For Kamala, that was the bangle. For Carol Danvers, that was the Tesseract. And for Monica Rambeau, that was Wanda's hex field. The MCU could change how mutants work a bit to explain how Monica and Carol didn't get their powers as adolescents as mutants typically do in the comics, and explain how it could take maybe a certain catalyst in order to activate the powers in the, circumstances of Kamala, Monica, and Carol. That we've already seen that happen with Wanda. Her catalyst was her encounter with the Mind Stone, so she could for sure be a mutant as well. And WandaVision showed us that the Mind Stone did not give her her powers. She already was the Scarlet Witch, which could be because of a mutation. But I'm not 100% in on that theory of mine. It seems like something that could work and we could see moving forward in the MCU. And it could be a way to connect all three of those characters to being more alike. But hey, we'll find out soon enough, won't we? So the show also gives us a post-credit scene, and I totally misinterpreted it the first time I watched it. I thought that Kamala's comic book powers included the ability to transform into other people. I'm pretty sure the first thing that she ever did was she transformed into Carol Danvers. So I thought that is what was happening in this post-credit scene, but after watching it a second time, it's definitely that either she switched places with Carol Danvers or they merged together, because Carol's fingers were definitely glowing purple and her powers are not purple. Her powers are yellow. So what's going on? I think this also confirms the bangle has more power than we originally thought. Like, this bangle probably has the power to traverse the universe and even other realms and time travel. We've already seen her go back in time to save her grandmother. So seems the bangle's power is almost limitless, just as much as the imagination can come up with. That definitely leaves a lot of possibilities on what we could see in the future from Ms. Marvel. Kind of exciting. So Kamala will return in the Marvels movie, and in a little over a month, we will get our next Marvel Disney Plus show, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. So what do you guys think about my theory about the Marvels being mutants? Also, did you enjoy the show as much as I did? And where do you rank Ms. Marvel among the other Disney Plus shows? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you haven't done so already, check out this video on my thoughts of Thor: Love and Thunder right out of the theater.